My most expensive foundation versus my cheapest foundation. You guys, this foundation here is $105 and this one is only $1, and we are going to battle these out side by side and see just how these formulas actually compare when they are stacked up next to each other. And I mean, if you can save yourself $104, you would be crazy not to, right? We are of course going to be wearing this makeup all day. I'm going to do check-ins. Let's see just how similar or dissimilar these are. Now I am of course priming my skin first using our matte base primer. I have applied it to both sides of my face so that the test is really accurate. So first up on this side of my face, we're going to go in with the Giorgio Armani Power Fabric Foundation. This is my most expensive foundation, like I said, at $105. I do quite like this formula. It's not like my all-time favorite foundation, but it gives really, really nice coverage. It does a pretty good job at controlling shine, and it does feel very, very lightweight on the skin. And I mean, look how pretty it looks. It's pretty. Do you low-key have to sell your soul for it? Yes, but it is quite smoothing on the skin. So here's my skin with it, and then here is my skin without it. I mean, it's nice. You can't deny how nice this looks on the skin. Now to battle up against it, I have this one here. This is the Amuse Cosmetics Matte Finish Foundation. I'm pretty sure the shade is N5 on this one, and the Giorgio Armani I am 6.5. It does have quite a strong cosmetic scent, like kind of how you would imagine your grandma's foundation would smell. Let's apply it to this side. Ooh, coverage. Oh my God, the coverage on this one is insane. And for $1, you just can't be mad. Let's get this one all blended out and applied. I feel like when you first blend it, this one does look a little bit more dewy on the skin, a little bit more of like a satin finish as opposed to like a flat kind of a matte. But honestly, other than the fact that it's slightly glowier and slightly shinier on the skin, they look exactly the same. Both sides are really smoothed out. I think that the coverage is exactly the same as well. It's like a medium coverage. Probably would be buildable, but I feel like it's covering everything. What is happening here? $105? $1. Here's a nice little close-up of both sides. Honestly, this is ridiculous. I'm looking at my face in the mirror and just going, what's happening here? So the Giorgio Armani side still does look a little bit more matte in finish, whereas the Amuse side, see how there's just like a little bit more of a glow to the skin. It's not like a heavy feeling formula. They both feel really, really lightweight. It just, you know, it looks a little bit more dewy on the skin. It could just be because it hasn't dried down as well. Obviously, I'll be applying the rest of my makeup and we'll be setting everything down with powder, which will give us a better indication of just how close these two are matched. But like, at this point, I am really, really surprised. And to be fair, the shade match is pretty accurate as well. Like both sides match pretty damn good. I am shook. I need to know how this is $1. How? So I'm going to quickly jump off camera, put the rest of my makeup on, and then we'll be back to compare both sides again. I've got the rest of my makeup on. I cannot tell the difference between both sides of my face now. Literally, it looks exactly the same. Both sides look incredibly smooth. Pores are really, really minimized. Everything powdered down really beautifully. I did, of course, use our Velvet Finishing Powder to set everything down. Bronzer was the NARS Laguna. Blush, the Juvia's Place one. I can't get enough of these at the minute. And I did also do a tiny little bit of Tarte Shape Tape underneath both eyes. I cannot tell the difference. It just seems illegal to me, okay? And I mean, obviously, it's all well and good that it looks perfect now. The real test is going to be how well it wears during the day. But at this point, I mean, I am done. I am done. Here is the skin close up. So we've got the Giorgio Armani on this side and the Amuse Cosmetics on this side. I feel like the pores on both sides look really minimized. Everything looks really smooth. They both feel super, super lightweight on the skin. Really breathable. The coverage is exactly the same. And honestly, the shade match, like it was a total fluke, but the shade match is actually perfect. It's really bizarre. It just looks perfect. Oh, you know what? I am seeing on the Armani side here, I do actually have a tiny little bit of creasing in my smile line. On the $1 side, we don't have any creasing. That is very interesting. Did I just find the best dupe ever? I feel like I might have. But I do think it's time to start the wear tests. So I'm going to be wearing this makeup for about 12 hours today. Enough time to really see the changes in both formulas. Maybe one will oxidize, maybe one will get oilier, maybe one will melt off, maybe one will transfer off. We just don't know. So I'm going to come back in about 6 hours as like a midday check-in, and we'll see what it is looking like then. And then I'll keep wearing it the rest of the day. I can't stop looking at both sides of my face in the mirror. I'm like, what is happening here? This is crazy. Here we are, 6 hours into the wear test. I can't see the difference. Literally, I cannot tell the difference between both sides of my face. I feel like I've got a kind of soft, dewy glow happening on both sides. Neither side has caked up or separated around my mouth, which is kind of shocking for a $1 foundation. Like, I would have for sure expected caking, separation, a lot of texture kind of building up, but like literally, it looks just as perfect on both sides. I'm a little bit oily, nothing too... Like, I absolutely do not need to touch up with powder at this point. Like, it just looks glowy and dewy and beautiful and perfect. Here's a close-up of the $1 side. Like, are you seeing this? It just doesn't seem real to me. Like, how is it possible that a $1 foundation can look this good? Like, how? And then the $105 side here, the Armani one. I mean, they both look beautiful. They both look smooth. I feel like now that my oils have started to come through, that crease line on the side of my mouth is far less prominent than it was before. Forehead looks smooth. Cheeks look smooth. She's dewy, but other than that, everything else is looking perfect. These results are shocking. Like, actually shocking. So I'm going to keep on wearing it. Let's see what it is looking like later on tonight. We are back with our final check-in, and I still can't tell the difference between both sides of my face. Like, literally super bougie and expensive, insanely affordable. Wow. So I've been wearing this for 13 hours, so quite a long time in the scheme of things. Certainly I am a little shiny, certainly I am a little glowy, but even though, you know, that glowiness has come through, there's no caking, there's no separation, there's no transfer, there's no patchiness or anything. Like, both sides of my face are still looking like literally perfect. Like, other than the shine, it's just so flawless. And at every point that I looked in the mirror today, I was like, how is this happening? Like, it feels like this shouldn't be a thing, right? So here we have the $105 side. At this point, at the 13-hour mark, I would definitely be wanting to touch up with powder. I don't need too much, just sort of like a slight amount through the T-zone. But yeah, the $105 side, the $1 side. Like, please comment down below. Can you see a difference? I feel like the pores look just as smooth on both sides. I feel like we've got the same amount of oil on both sides. I feel like the texture looks the same on both sides. Personally, I am really struggling to see a difference, but I'd love to know what you think. I just honestly think this might be one of the best dupes that we have come across. Like, as far as money saving goes, normally dupes are like $20 cheaper, $15 cheaper. They're not normally $104 cheaper. I'm gonna have a little go at touching up just with some pressed powder just to see what happens. Let's do the $1 side first. Flawless. Literally flawless. Now we'll do the expensive side. Yep, also flawless. Skin looks really smooth. The shine is gone. And again, no transferring and no caking. Like, honestly, guys, if you're after a foundation that looks really nice on the skin, I think you would be hard pressed to find a difference between these two. I would love to know your thoughts. Have you tried either of these formulas? How did you find the foundations? Did you get the same results as me? And if you've not tried them, I would still love to know your most recommended, most loved, most favorite dupe. And then I can test it. Then I can see. But I hope you found this video really helpful. Give it a thumbs up if you did. I love you guys heaps, and I will catch you all in my next one.